Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome to another video. I want to quickly say, if you haven't seen the most recent My Hero Ultra Impact video on the channel, then you would have missed this. Which is, we did indeed hit over 100 subs after I uploaded the latest video. That video just done insane. A lot of new faces on the channel, so I want to say once again, thank you so much for the support. Thanks to everyone who's subscribed, all the new faces, welcome here. All the comments are appreciated as well. As I've already said, I do love to interact with you guys. It's good to see you guys, popping up to your boy. So yeah, very much appreciated if you continue the support by dropping a like on this video, and also consider subscribing if you are new. It is indeed free. Again, it'll be very much appreciated. But we are indeed using the new EZA PHY Future Gohan in the Fighting Legend Vegeta event. It's going to be one of his first tests, of course. With EZA's new units, we need to be putting them through the ringer. Now, the reason why I'm actually doing it in this format, which I typically do for like older content that I've missed or not really too relevant anymore, or, side units, not as hype units, is because I was recording this on stream. And there's a setting where you basically split up your audio tracks, so you can, split up, your music audio, or desktop audio with your game audio, with your microphone. And I forgot to do it before I started streaming, and I couldn't change it. So yeah, there was music in the back, and because I didn't change it, I couldn't edit the music out. It saves as like one audio file. So that's why I'm doing it like this. But if you do want to see me stream on Twitch, as always, the link in the description is down below. Drop me a follow over there if you want to see your boy stream. I stream a plethora of games, do some Dokkan grinding, do some My Hero Ultra Impact grinding. I play Pokemon Brilliant Diamond right now. Also, I can play some other games. I'm playing Resident Evil on my other channel. I might stream it on there so I can play it a bit more. And any other games I feel like playing, I might play on there. So yeah, give your boy a follow. But the main topic at hand, as I said, the EZA Future Gohan. I have to say this, and I mean, I said this numerous of times in stream. Even Kawaki, shout out Kawaki, absolute my guy, always tunes into the streams. He kept a count of how many times I said this, and apparently throughout the entire time I was streaming, I said this 12 times in total, which was, this Future Gohan is untouchable. That's literally the only word I can think of. He is literally untouchable. He's not invincible, but for the most part, he is untouchable. Now, we do have him on rotation with the Tech Transforming DBS Trunks, so that does give him an additional attack and defense plus 120. So, because usually with units, I don't like how do I put this, giving them support when I take them into these type of events. I put them purely, what they can do with a decent amount of their attack links off. So we are getting the attack and defense plus 120. And a medium chance of critting when there's a Future Saga ally whose name includes Trunks attacking in the same turn. We have him on rotation with Trunks throughout the entire event. So at all times, he's getting attack plus 158%, and attack and defense plus 120% on top of that. So for the most part, he does have some defense. In terms of his passive, he doesn't have a lot of defense even with Trunks, because even for the majority, and I wasn't trying to do this, I didn't try and make him, us lose a lot of health so we could have a bigger defense buff. If it happened, it happened, but I was going to play how I normally play, and then I wasn't trying to avoid it either. So whatever my health was at, and whether I think we could survive, or whenever I used an item, I just played normally. So for the most part, we actually maintained our health quite well, especially considering the team's full of stackers apart from the Future Gohan. And even then, defensively, he's fine. As a slot 2 unit early on, that's probably where you want to be putting him, or slot 3, but if you're going to have him on main rotation, slot 2, because that way he'll get a minimal amount of defense. He does get a greater defense boost, less HP remaining, which I'm not the biggest fan of when it comes to using that in harder events. But again, I wasn't trying to get that to come off or avoid it. So he was getting a minimum amount of defense from that. I'm not sure the exact numbers, but very minimal. I think he would have been on, because I did actually take him back into the event by myself to see how he would do with no Trunks on the rotation and just purely damage reduction. And I think his defense was around about the 50 or 60k mark, fully rainbowed. So yeah, not a lot of defense at all. So without the full damage reduction he does get, slot 2 is probably ideal, but he can handle himself in slot 1. He was probably open to quite a bit of damage on a super prior to him getting his full damage reduction. But with the 30%, no Trunks on rotation, full health. You probably want to be using an item just in case on a super, you know, to kind of, you know, protect yourself for the rest of the rotation. If you do have Trunks on rotation like I did in this run, and you have the 30% damage reduction, he handles himself a hell of a lot better. And this is where the key word comes in of untouchable. And then, with the Trunks there, and then he has the full damage reduction, my guy can chill in slot 1. He is able to sit in slot 1 without an item. Basic attacks will do double digits. That's even prior to supering. On super attack, it'll probably take like 100k, maybe 200k, which is quite fine when you consider how many, all the stackers on the team and how much health we have. With an item, obviously even less. And then once he super attacks and greatly raises attack and defense by 50%, again, he is taking double digits on basics, hardly anything on super attacks. And then, once he gets the additional 28% damage reduction, for gaining the 7% damage reduction for each turn, which is only 4 turns. Again, keyword, EZA Future Gohan is untouchable, which is why I say he can go in slot 1 perfectly. Even if you don't have his full defensive boost from having low HP, with the Trunks, untouchable. Super attacks literally do like a couple thousand, which is obviously nothing when you think about how much damage the Fighting Legend Vegeta rank can do. And again, I went back in without having the Trunks on rotation, with the full 58% damage reduction and pretty much full health. Basic attacks still do double digits. He still doesn't take all too much on super attacks. I can't tell you how much it is. It's only a bit more than the few thousand he was taking, because that 58% damage reduction is massive. It's so key as to why he is untouchable. I'm even saying the word so much now, but defensively, he is amazing. He is a very well-balanced EZA. His damage output, you've already seen in the showcase, is really, really good. You know, if you have him without Trunks, you're probably looking at like just under 4 mil, but you know, over 3 mil, which is still very good. With Trunks, I think you're looking at 4 mil, which is actually ridiculous when you consider the, you know, this is an EZA. 4 million is a ridiculous attack stat to have. You know, even without level 10 links, he is rainbowed, but still. 4 million, insane. If you kind of have every part of his passive kind of checked off, you know, you got the attack boost, you know, or you got the 158% on attack, you've got the full defensive boost from having low HP, you've got the 58% damage reduction from being past turn 4, you have Trunks on rotation. Not only will this guy be putting out amazing numbers, like ridiculous amounts of damage, and if you have dupes in him, he hits like 3 million on a crit, which is fantastic, you know, maybe just under. But defensively, and I'm gonna say it again, and Kawaki, if you're watching, go away, okay? Don't add it to the counter. Untouchable. For the most part, this future Gohan, it's just, he is almost invincible. Did I say Trunks or did I say Gohan? If I said Trunks, my bad. I mean Gohan, obviously. But he's just a very well-balanced EZA, a great damage output, defensively very good at all aspects, even with and without the Trunks, the HP, you know, whether it's, you know, you got the bigger the defense boost, you got less the defense boost. That 58% damage reduction off the turn 4, which is not that deep, it just doesn't take that long to get that off. The only time where that might be not even a struggle, but you're going to have to wait for it, and he won't be as great defensively, you know, because he won't have his full damage reduction, but he'll still tank quite well. But it is obviously a little bit more risky because there are more enemies, will of course be ESBR. SBR I think I'll be okay, or he'll be okay because you won't be taking that much damage. With SBR being typically a lot more challenging than SBR, and you take quite a bit of damage on basics and especially on supers. Prior to getting that full 58% damage reduction after turn 4 and just having I say just having 30%. 30% is still really good. And then if your HP is not, you know, getting the majority of that defensive boost by having low HP and there's no Trunks, basic attacks, I still think he'll be okay, again, especially after supering. In terms of supers, before supering, especially because they're multiple enemies, you'll take a bit of damage. You won't take ridiculous amounts, but you'll probably take about, you know, probably over 100k in total, which is actually still pretty good. I could be wrong, but we will take him into the SBR. But then with the Trunks, or after supering, he should be good. Probably 100k again, but there is quite a few enemies, but I think that's like probably 100k in total for them. And then with the Trunks in the SBR, again, defensively, he's just going to be... He's going to be almost invincible. His defense is actually phenomenal. Very good. And again, as I said, he's just incredibly well balanced with how good his damage output is and how good he is defensively from pretty much all aspects of his passive. You know, the crit chance is nice, especially if you are lacking dupes in him. You know, a medium chance of performing a crit, which is a 30% chance to crit, by the way, which is actually quite nice. You know, so having an extra crit chance on top of the fact he's rainbowed means he's critting more often than not, which of course you're not going to complain about. If you don't have that many dupes in him, or maybe you're newer and you don't have any dupes in him, the 30% chance to crit is actually really nice to have, you know, considering that's basically a 30% chance to crit. Kind of for free because you don't have any dupes. But yeah, he is a very good unit. Pretty good link skills as well. I mean, he does have a few decent linking partners. You know, he does link really well with that Trunks. That said, even without Trunks on rotation with him, his damage output is still pretty good. His defensively, he's also, again, still pretty good, especially if you're getting the additional 28% damage reduction after turn 4, which again, 4 turns to get 58% damage reduction in total. Pretty good in my eyes, especially in longer events, you know, when, you know, the early stages of Vegeta event, GT Goku event aren't doing too much damage, and then you got 58% from, like, the remainder of the fight. Yeah, again, just, I'll say it again, you know, meme me, I'll say it again, untouchable, simple as, it's just simple as that, he is untouchable. He handled this event perfectly, never a worry, never an issue. I don't think you even have to concern yourself with using items with him. Maybe if you're trying to maintain his HP being low so you get the full defensive boost, which for the most part, you don't really need to have your health super low to get the full 158% defense, because even without the full boost, with the damage reduction, and if there's a Trunks there especially, again, defensively, and then once he super attacks as well, defensively, he's good. You don't have to worry about him, so you don't even need to worry about using your items around him, and you can probably save them from other units you might have on a team. So that is obviously a major plus. And then, as I said, he's putting out 4.4 million attack stats and hitting like 2 to 3 million crits. So, you know, he is an amazing EZA. He is very, very good. And I don't doubt he's even going to get supered here. I think we may have an ATA active, but we might not, which only gives him extra defense anyway. 111k. That's with the Trunks. That's with supering. 111k. I know the Vegeta event isn't as hard as GT Goku event. There was a lot of units on, you know, in the game that will probably take double that, if not 300k. You know, without having the full defensive boost and having his defense kind of at the bare minimum, if you will, which is the 120% from Trunks, and having 58% damage reduction and then supering, literally just over 100k is pretty good in my book. I think we can agree. But yeah, all round, fantastic EZA. I think the only thing they could have done to make him better is probably make him a support. Other than that, he is an amazing EZA that is an all-rounder. Like, he's very good. And I don't doubt he can handle GT Goku event just fine. And then ESBR as well. As I said, I don't think he will struggle in the SBR. I just think, obviously, you're going to need to wait to get the damage reduction where you're going to need it quite quickly. I don't think he'll struggle. I think as long as you use an item sensibly in the beginning before he gets it, and even then, he should still tank quite well. Other than that, I am very impressed. Very good EZA. Again, apologies, this was taken from the stream. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch as well. Also, like and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next one, and peace!